Okay, I'm a day late on this because this is the first time since I've been out in the workforce where I've worked at a job that didn't have a Christmas shutdown, so I didn't have a whole lot of time here in between the holidays to get this particular video out of the way. And also we're doing this video in front of Granddad's crawl or Grandpa's dozer because somehow all the tractors ended up at my house. So this is what we're using for our backdrop, but it's that time of year again for the year-end or 2024 year-end recap. This year was definitely interesting between spring being wet and kind of sucking and things not really getting going like they should. And although we did get in the ground in a fairly normal fashion, we weren't planting too late, which surprised me, although there were several guys around here that were planting really late because things just wouldn't dry out, so we kept getting rain. Complete opposite of what it was a year ago. And then we never really dried out, and we were wet a good chunk of the summer, which made side dressing interesting, although that new toolbar seemed to work fairly decent despite the ground conditions. Putting it on the 4150 definitely helped versus trying to run it on a two-wheel drive. Although I don't think the 1950T would have handled it that bad, but you kind of get spoiled with the four-wheel drive. So, and then we got dry there in August, September, and that kind of screwed everything up on the back end. So it came out of the ground stressed, and then it tried to finish out stressed, and it just obviously was not a good year. And then put that on top of crap grain prices and crap yields, and it just was not a fun. I mean, still had fun, but you don't have much cash going into the bank at the end of the day. It's like, And then throw all that on right there in the middle of summer, losing one job and having to get started in another one, which I think that ended up working out for the best the way things are turning out. So, but it is what it is. Every year is different. Nobody's forcing anybody to do this, and we're going to turn around and do it all again next year. And the old farmer saying, next year will be better. Hopefully next year is better. Honestly, if grain prices, I don't even need them to move a whole lot. If they'd stay, corn could be a little bit better than $3.70 if we could get like $3.90, $4 on corn, and at least like $10.50 on beans. I could live with that as long as I have normal yields. Hopefully that happens. We'll see. It's too early to tell. So, and then obviously this year, put that 28 toolbar together. I bought that fertilizer spreader, which was a really nice little upgrade because now I can spread my own lime. Come to find out, now I'm probably not going to need it a whole lot because go to work for Helena, they'll do all my spreading for me for free with the floater. So I'll probably utilize, there's some fields I'm still going to have to spread myself because I'm not going to try to get them to take that floater truck down. It just ain't going to fit, or the fields are too small. So I'll still use it, but it's not going to cover everything. And then same thing, don't really need to do a whole lot of work on trying to get that new bigger sprayer I got going because they'll do all my spraying for me for free. I mean, obviously I'm going to pay for the fertilizer and the chemicals, but I won't pay the application fee. So if they can go out and do it in half the time, it'd be a lot less than half the time. If they could go out and do it in a couple days, but it'd take me a couple weeks to do. Same thing, there'll still be some fields I'll do with my little sprayer just because it makes more sense for me to do it because I can fit in there. But for the most part, that should take some pressure off, especially right after planting when I want to get first cutting hay off and I should be spraying. So that's going to make things, at least as far as the hay making side of it, that's going to take a lot of pressure off. It's going to make summer go a lot easier, especially trying to do this all by myself. So I think in the long run, the job change, as long as they work with me next spring on hours like they said they would try to, I think it's all gonna be okay. So, but anyway, 28 toolbar spreader, obviously this little guy, which Dad hasn't really changed much since the last video that we showed you. It's been kind of cold, and I think that's kind of put a damper on Dad's enthusiasm. I should bring my torpedo heater over here for him, and that would at least give him some heat. Maybe we can start working on it again. I got projects I got to get done before I think about putting any time on this girl, though. So, and then the 270 showed up. So I think those were really the only equipment purchases that showed up this year that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I'm not like a lot of the channels that farm roughly my size that it seems like every other video they're at an auction bringing home another piece of equipment. I don't understand how they can cover they must have a lot more money than me to keep bringing in projects like that. There's a couple of channels in particular I can think of. It's like, where do you guys keep putting all this stuff? What do you keep buying it all for? And like, I mean, I have some stuff, but like right now I'm not going to buy anything unless I absolutely need it, because I ain't got no spot to put anything else. And I'm not going to buy any other Oliver stuff for a while because I ain't going to bring any. Well, A, there's not really anything I need, and B, I got no place to put it even if I did. So, I mean, the grain cart is really the only thing major I'd like to get here in 2025. So, which I do have a guy going out here sometime in the next week or so. He didn't give me a date. He just said after the first of the year. He had to make a trip out that way. So he was going to stop, take some pictures for me, and then I can't remember the name of the guy's channel now. There's a guy out that way, Dirt Poor Farms. His brother stopped by and did a quick walk around video of it, and so we'll see how that turns out. But that's the only equipment purchase that if I do make one, that I am planning on in 2025. Don't need anything else. Don't need any tractors. Don't need any implements. I want to fix some of the stuff I got and call her good. So, if anything, dump some money into some buildings and stuff, because I got some building maintenance that needs to happen. So, but that's obviously 2025 or 2024. As far as the channel's concerned, picked up, I don't know, I think roughly like 2,500 more subscribers, which is pretty par for the course for the rate of growth on my channel. I don't really put any effort whatsoever into making it grow. I don't make weird clickbait titles. I don't make weird clickbait thumbnails. It's just not what I'm into. I don't put tags on anything. I do the bare minimum to promote this channel at all, and basically all the growth that it gets is completely 100% organic of people just stumbling across it, and that's good enough for me. I didn't even know it. I found out a couple weeks ago that apparently YouTube has a AI title generator. You plug in the content that's in the video and it will make you a title with a bunch of buzzwords and fancy words and all sorts of crap to basically make you a clickbait title. It's like, really? And then these AI thumbnail things are getting a little out of hand too. That's basically the only thing since I started this channel that I have changed doing. Is before, like many moons ago, when I put a video up, the thumbnail just ended up being whatever one of the auto-generated thumbnails that YouTube put with it once it uploaded the video. That's really the only thing I've changed, is I've started trying to remember to take decent pictures for the thumbnail. Other than that, you're looking at what you got, and that's good enough for me. I passed 26,000 a week or so ago. It was touch and go there for a while, because apparently talking about construction down here just south of the state line and how it's starting to creep north is too much for some people to handle, and I lost a bunch of subscribers over that video for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. No skin off my back. So, and I always figured if I could get to 25,000 subscribers, I'd be doing pretty good, because that's about what a channel like this is probably about worth, because I don't, there's nothing new to keep people coming. Like next year, other than the 4270 and this thing, you're going to see the same tractors running the same equipment on, for the most part, the same ground. And the year after that, you're going to see the same tractors pulling the same equipment, doing the same thing on, for the most part, the same ground. It's just, it is what it is. Like I say, I'm not so full of money that I can keep dragging home new crap or doing dumb things to try to keep people interested. So, but I'm happy with how things are going. Hopefully 2025 brings some decent, what's the word I'm looking for? Hopefully 2025 just turns out decent, and if we can manage that, everything will be okay. So anyhow, I think that's everything. All the ramblings that I had I didn't really think about what I wanted to say. I figured I'd just sit down and start saying it. So I guess with that being said, that's all we really needed to talk about for the beginning of this. So here's our 2024 recap.
On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do. And you don't feel much like riding, you just wish the trip was through. See, here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing the star again. There I go, turn the page. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. All the same old cliches. Is that a woman or a man? And you always seem outnumbered. You don't dare make a stand. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing the star again. There I go, turn the page. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away as the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head. You smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing the star again. There I go, turn the page.